Hallo Leute, let's talk about stem vowel changing verbs. So, this should give you an idea why, if you're wondering, honors people, why you've been having to do the he, she, it forms, so the separable prefixes and stem vowel changes. That's why you're doing he, she, it forms on the honors quizzes. So let's look. We have had already the verb gehen, to go. Gehen is a regular verb. Regelmäßig, regular. Also regelmäßig, it follows the rules, the Regeln. So it follows the pattern that we've been learning since like the second week. Ich gehe with an E at the end. Du gehst with an ST. Es geht with a T. Wir gehen, ihr geht, sie, they, and big Z, you gehen. Now, there are also some verbs in German that are unregelmäßig. Unregelmäßig is what it says under there. Unregelmäßig, irregular. Regelmäßig, regular. Unregelmäßig, irregular, unregular. Lesen and fahren fall into this category. So look at the example here. Ich lese, du liest. Sie liest, wir lesen, lest, sie lesen. Also, that's interesting. What happened? Look right here. The ich form was what we expected. Also, I took the stem of the verb, and then I put an E on the end, lese. But then in the du form and the es form, my stem vowel changed. Remember when we first learned about conjugating verbs, we took that en off and we said les was the stem of our verb. Now we've got these stem vowel changes. So the vowel, the A, E, I, O, or U in the stem is going to change. But only where? Where is it changing? Just right here in the du form and the es form. Everything else is going to be regular, just the du and the es change. Okay, same thing, only different for fahren. We've had the verb fahren before. Ich fahre, I drive, or I ride in a vehicle. Fahren. So the ich form is regular. Ich fahre, no big deal. But then du fährst. Es fährt. Wir fahren, ihr fahrt, sie fahren. Okay, so notice, guys, in the du form and the es form, my stem vowel, stem, of course, again, is the part of the verb. We take the en off and you're left with the stem. So that part of the verb, that vowel, the A, E, I, O, or U, is going to change. And in this case, the A changes to an A with an umlaut. So instead of du fährst, you have to say du fährst, which is one of the reasons why it's really important. You got to pay attention to those umlauts. They pronounce differently. Okay? So, we just kind of answered this question. In what form, look at that, typos. In what form do these verbs behave strangely? Where are they strange? The du and the es form. And how are they strange? The stem vowel is going to change. Now, how do we know? Two questions here. How do we know that it's a stem vowel changing verb? You have to memorize them. There's no logic to it. I can't say if they're like this, they always are. They just are. Okay? So you have to memorize them, first of all. That they are a stem vowel changing verb. So once you know it's a stem vowel changing verb, how are you going to know how the stem vowel changes? How do I know that the E in lese is going to change to an IE in the du and es forms? How do I know? I just have to memorize it. So you have to memorize which verbs are stem vowel changes and which verbs, which way they change. Which ones are and which way they change. Those are the two things you just have to know from memory. Now, the good thing is we're going to practice these out loud a lot. This is another case in which I'm going to tell you you've got to watch the videos, which if you're not watching this video, yeah, as a people who are watching these videos, yeah, I just heard that and you're doing it anyway. But you got to watch the videos so you hear me pronounce them, and you have to do the little speaking things with your partners, preferably in your breakout room so that I can hear, yeah, and I can correct you if you're mispronouncing. It matters, yeah, it matters a lot. All right, so let's look at some other verbs that follow this pattern. There's a lot of them, yeah. Laufen. Now, I wish they hadn't included sein, yeah, because it's just totally irregular. But laufen and sehen and einladen and essen and haben's just weird, and fahren, kernen's just weird, and mergen, they're actually modals. Yeah, but laufen and sehen and einladen und essen und fahren, definitely total stem vowel changing verbs. Kernen and mergen fit into the modal category. Yes, they change, but it's different. And sein and haben are just weird altogether, just like to be and to have in English. All right, so these verbs are always going to change in the same place. It's always going to be in the do form and the RZS form, but you just have to memorize them. Yeah. So let's do a little bit, scoot that over a little bit. Let's do a little bit of practice. Oh, and I didn't put that here. Okay. We are going to do some practice. Yeah. I think what's up next is on your plan. Let's look. What's next? Yeah, you're going to do Arbeitsbuchseite 64. Arbeitsbuchseite 64. And just looking here right quick. Also Arbeitsbuchseite 64 is practicing stem vowel changing verbs. That's where I put it. So go ahead and move to Arbeitsbuchseite 64. Yeah, and that will take you through some practice. Make sure that you put this in your notes too. Yeah, you definitely want to have this in your notes so you can refer back to it, either on your note-taking packet that I gave you or wherever you're putting your notes. Okay. One last thing, guys, and then I will hush and let you get on to your practice. And that is, I will always tell you if it's a stem vowel changing verb and how it changes if you ask me. So when you're taking a test, all the way up to the AP exam, yeah, if you're taking a test and you are trying to use a stem vowel changing verb, you can say, hey, Frau Engel, is lesen a stem vowel changing verb? And I will say, why, yes, it is. The E changes to an IE, and then you have to know what to do with it from there. Okay, so if you ever want to know, just ask me. I will tell you, because, yeah, they just all have to be memorized. Maybe I should show you too, since I got you here, because where else are you going to be? Let's go to dic.leo just a second. Let's see, what did we just say? We said fahren was one. Let's look at fahren. If I look up fahren, let me move myself out of the way over here. If I look up fahren, so here it says fahren, and those are the past tenses. If I click right here, open verb table, it will tell me if it's a stem vowel changing verb. You guys see? Ich fahre, du fährst. The umlauts might be kind of hard to see on your screen. But it says, ich fahre, du fährst. Yeah. So you can always tell from dic.leo. Let's look at one other one that's not an umlaut. What else do we have? Essen. Essen, to eat. I wonder if essen is a stem vowel changing verb. Well, first of all, I don't want the noun form. I want the verb. There it is. There's my verbs. To eat. And if I click on that table, you can see ich esse, du isst. Yeah, the E changes to an I. So that's another way you can check if you're not sure. Or you can ask me. I will always tell you. All right, guys. That's it for stem vowel changing verbs right now. Ask me if you have questions. Work on Seite 64. Yeah, page 64. That'll help you with some practice using these verbs. Danke. Tschüss.